We're making this video because there have been a ton of questions regarding any change in the residency program in Paraguay. Hi everyone, this is Grizzly Logan. I'm Plan B Paraguay's legal advisor, and we're making this video because there have been a ton of questions on our social media, at our email addresses, everywhere regarding any change in the residency program in Paraguay. So this is the old law, and we have a new law as of October 19th, which hoped to make things easier for the client. And we'll go over that briefly in this video. Before we continue though, I would like to mention or say that you don't need a lawyer. You don't need to hire anyone to do the residency process. You can do it on your own. Just make sure you speak enough Spanish and you have enough time and patience. If not, you can hire someone and such as Plan B, and we'll take you by the hand throughout the whole process. Okay, so nothing's too clear yet because we have a new law, but we don't have the regulations. So we know what the law says, but we don't have the exact details of how it will be applied. So nobody at immigrations knows this yet. Nobody in the whole country knows this. We are still waiting, and as soon as that is officially out, we will let you know. But as of right now, just to give you peace of mind, you can apply for a temporary residency. Eventually, you will apply for a permanent residency, but already with a temporary residency, you can have a national ID number or a cédula in Paraguay. With your cédula, you will be able to get a driver's license, a bank account, and tax residency. And later on, we will have more information about how the process rolls over. We expect it to be simple because this new law has tried to make things easier for the client. There are less steps involved as of before October 19th, just in case you've been following along. Before, Paraguay required all applicants to have a medical certificate, a deposit of $5,000. We don't need that anymore. You also do not need to sign a sworn statement before a notary saying that you will abide by the local laws. You do have to sign that, however, but in immigrations. It's just 3 less steps, so things have become slightly easier for you. Again, you can apply for temporary residency, not permanent yet, but you can still get an ID number, which is the most important thing. So many of the questions that we get every day is, what are the main differences with the old program? Or how different is it to get temporary or permanent? At the end of the day, what you really need to be able to work and play in Paraguay is a national ID, a cédula. And with a temporary, you can still get a national ID. So you can still, like I said, open a bank account, get a driver's license, get tax residency. As you know, we can do a whole other video about this. The tax system in Paraguay is amongst the best in the world. Very low taxes, favorable. There is some confusion with temporary residency and permanent residency. A lot of people are misinformed and they ask us if it's true that you need to wait 2 years after you get the temporary residency before you can apply for the permanent residency. This is not so. So the temporary residency can be valid up to 2 years, and you can get an extension. And again, there's no regulations out yet, so we don't know exactly how the step will be from temporary to permanent. It's not so different as the old law, really. The old law also required people to get a temporary before permanent, but people just bypassed that step. Now it's not possible anymore. You do have to get the temporary before the permanent. The important thing is that you will already have a national ID with the temporary. It's a bit confusing, temporary, permanent, but at the end of the day, basically the same. It serves a purpose. And we will be closely following the next steps and the changes to see how the leap will be from temporary to permanent. And we'll keep you informed. Another question we get often is, how long, how much time? I'm in a hurry. I need to leave the country I'm at, etc., etc. So immigration says 90 days. That's what they've been saying all along. It's always been 90 days to get your residency. Some residencies are granted before this period. Some take longer. So as of right now, officially it's 90 days. Could be less, could be more. We've got some clients who applied before the change in the law, and after the change, we have someone who actually did it on October 19th as the doors were closing. We are monitoring these files, and we will, as a sort of experiment to see how long the new process, we have already submitted new files, we already have new clients after the new law, and we will let you know how things are moving. Okay, so another question we get is, how long do I have to stay in Paraguay? The process with us, I mean, if you have an emergency, if you have to come and you can't stay long in the country, you can always come. We usually need 1 to 2 working days for you to have everything ready, and then you can leave us a power of attorney so we can carry on with the process, okay? How many days exactly you have to stay in the country, none of that is very clear yet. So again, check with us. Please feel free to send us any questions you may have, specific questions, or book a call with any of us, because every case is different. So please let us know. Again, we need 2 working days to get you settled, and you can leave a power of attorney if you have to leave the country before you get your temporary residency. About the question regarding SUASE, or an investment residency in Paraguay, which it was actually a process that already existed beforehand, and through the Ministry of Industry and Trade, if you sign up to invest $70,000 in Paraguay, or throughout 10 years, $7,000 every year, you can obtain permanent residency. It's slightly faster. It's a sort of fast track. Be aware that there is follow-up. You cannot take this lightly. You must commit. If you do not follow through, if you do not invest what you said you would invest, you may be removed of your residency. So it's not something to be taken lightly. If you're watching this, it's because you're considering getting a residency in Paraguay or another country, but maybe you're not sure. So if you're not absolutely sure that Paraguay is the right place for you to come and invest in, and invest $70,000 at least, then the SUACE, SUACE, might not be the best idea right now. So in that case, I prefer to advise that you go the temporary residency first, and then you get the national ID and the tax residency, and you don't have that pressure of the commitment of investing $70,000 in Paraguay. Okay, just to wrap all of this, maybe it was a lot of information all at once, but be aware that the program is open to everyone of every nationality, because we have also been asked if it's just Mercosur countries. No, anyone can apply from any country in the world. Everything is open, is available, and if you have any other specific questions, please let us know. So from Plan B Paraguay, have a great week wherever you are, and if you found this useful, feel free to share, like, and subscribe.